Mr. Diakopulos has asked me to tell you all about ancient Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is found in modern-day Iraq. It is situated around the river valleys of the river Tigris and the Euphrates River. Mesopotamia is actually two ancient Greek words. Meso means between and Potamia means two rivers. So Mesopotamia means between two rivers.
It's no accident that to do that, you have to have a plough. Because it was the plough that triggered everything off, a long way back in the past, after a different set of people also found out that their comfortable life was falling apart. In a world where events came to a point where a fundamentally new way of life had to be found. That's exactly what happened about 12,000 years ago in maybe 4 places on the earth. Northern India, Syria, Egypt, Central America. It stopped raining and got very hot. The result of that change in the weather was to lead to an invention that would trigger the development of a civilization that ends with us in the modern world. Let me explain that. You see, the high grasslands started to dry out, became like this place, and the plants and the animals that had sustained the wandering tribes started to disappear. People began to die. There was only one thing the survivors could do: head for water. And so down they came into the great river valleys.
Civilization first started in Mesopotamia in the area called the Fertile Crescent. This was the area where early man discovered agriculture. The rivers allowed humans to grow food using irrigation and the flooding of the rivers. It is incidentally these floods that caused the early flooding myths like in Noah's Ark and the Epic of Gilgamesh. But I digress. Mesopotamia was the place where agriculture started, where some of our religious myths about angry gods began, and where the first documented wars between city-states occurred in the open plain. So what are the characteristics of Mesopotamian society? Well, the society was hierarchical. There was a rigid class system. At the top was the king, along with the priests and nobles. Below them were the merchants, farmers and soldiers. At the bottom of the social ladder were the slaves. The Mesopotamian economy was made up of agriculture and trade. The issue of slavery was very complex. It was possible to become a slave after being in debt. You could sell yourself or your family to pay your debts. It was also possible to become a slave by being captured in a war. This was the most common way that people became slaves. Most slaves worked in cities as domestic servants, and it was possible to buy your freedom back. The people in Mesopotamia were polytheistic. Polytheism means that they worshipped many gods and that these gods were a part of nature. Their main goddess was called Ishtar. She was the goddess of nature. Mesopotamian people built great pyramids, called ziggurats. These ziggurats were the center of life in the cities.